Now it's time to program the AI for the person, the president, and the ambassador. Um, Now I've gone ahead and done this, or I did do it, and it looks, oh no, here we go. If I open up the object person. So the step event, and this is going to be quite scary. What I'm actually going to do is give you the script for this, because doing it like this is quite confusing. Now I can explain what's happening, and I'll just make it bigger. So what's happening, first of all, we're checking, are they aligned with the grid? Is the horizontal speed equal to 0? In other words, are they moving vertically? The other way to do that would be to check if the v speed was not equal to 0. But in this case, I can just check if the horizontal speed is equal to 0, they're moving vertically. And then with a random chance of 1 out of 3, if a position is collision free, and that checks if the left position is collision free, then start moving left. So it's got a 1 out of 3 chance when it comes to an intersection to change direction. This one here checks for the right. So if the right's collision free, it'll turn right instead. And this just does the vertical speed down here. So if it doesn't do that, it'll check the vertical speed. If the vertical speed's equal to 0, then we maybe change the direction. So it's going to start going horizontally instead. Now all of that there, if I delete all of that, can all be summarized just with this script here, which I'm going to put into the resource folder for you. So you can just copy that script in there, and it's exactly the same thing. You can see here that it's, you could probably change this number to make it 4 or something. It works a little bit better. So that bit there. And then the same with collide with the wall. So we want to, oops. We want to put that code in there and then paste that code in there. And also, if they collide with the object escape, we're going to do that too. Okay, so on the first one, it's step. If instance is aligned with grid, execute that piece of code. On object wall, reverse horizontal direction, reverse vertical direction. So it's going to bounce, and then it's got a chance of changing direction as well. And then same with object escape. So when I run it, they're actually going quite slow. They'd need to go a bit faster because you can see that the SPI moves quicker than them at the moment. And some of them have completely stopped, like these guys here. I'm not sure why that is. I'll have to sort that out in a second. There's a few that just have completely stopped when they get to an instance like this. Looks like there's a random chance that they are stopping. So we'll have to figure out why that would be, but it's not a big deal at the moment, and that seems to be working quite well. So now we've just got to put that onto the president as well. So we're going to, where were we? Control, if it's aligned with the grid, 32, 32. Then we're going to execute this piece of code, that there. Add event, collision with the wall. We're going to reverse horizontal direction, reverse that direction, and set this up to be in there. And then finally we'll duplicate this event and collision with the object escape object. So that's the president done. And then we've got the ambassador, same deal. If it's aligned with the grid, we're going to put that code in. If they collide with the wall, we're going to reverse that and reverse that, and then put that code in there. And then lastly, we'll duplicate that event, collision with the object escape, so it doesn't do something weird. Now they should all be moving, so everyone should move, except for these guys here, which are giving a bit of an odd situation. So what we could do here, let's just check object person. If we go into this one and we maybe if we add an end step event, just to differentiate it from the step, so we can do a check. Let's check if h speed is equal to 0 and if v speed is equal to 0, we're going to start moving in a random direction at speed 4. Let's check if that works. That guy looks like there's none stuck at the moment, so we'll just let it play out for a bit. And that guy's still too fast. It's still letting them go into the escape room, which is a bit weird, but it doesn't look like any of them are stopped. So that's really good. And just by adding in that simple code there, we saw that none of them are now stopping. So it's just checking. If they ever happen to be stopped in that end step event, then we're going to make sure that they start moving. So that can be added to the president and the ambassador as well. So I might just pop them in there, add event, step, end step, and I'll copy these across. And also the ambassador, add event, step, end step, copy those into there. So that shouldn't be a problem. Might need to make that escape object not solid, solid, but we'll see what happens later on. So now we've got the AI working. We're just going to make a few little fixes to our room. We've got the object document, and we want to put that so that it's actually behind the other objects, not sitting on top of them. So let's check if that works now. So now it's behind those objects. The ambassador is very fast at the moment. Now he's slowed down. So we might need to slow all of them down or speed all of them up, because the spy, of course, is moving faster than the others. So he's going to be a dead giveaway. And there should be 4 of these, but one of them must be on top of the other one, because we've made sure that there's 4. Now, next video we're going to look at picking up those objects, so adding a variable to the player to make sure that they can complete their objectives, and giving the counter spy a weapon.